Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video. Want to take you guys through the Steam Deck leak, a performance leak that has come out. A Chinese source has apparently leaked out some of the benchmark numbers, and it's pretty interesting. Take it with a grain of salt for now, but I still found it interesting to go through because it could potentially tell us what performance to expect out of the Steam Deck. And also, speaking of Steam Deck, speaking of Steam peripherals, hardware, everything like that, reports have it that Valve has a standalone VR headset in development called Deckard. I guess they're going on with this deck gimmick, name gimmick that they've got going on, but this that would just be a code name, but we'll get to that in just a little bit. Okay, first of all, Steam Deck, very much excited for it. I think myself and a bunch of other people are super excited for it. It's interesting because, kind of regretting me pre-ordering the lowest end model. I don't know, I'm just looking back on it being like, man, if I was gonna get one, I should've just got one with, some of the internal storage already there, but nonetheless, I'm excited for it, and I think from my standpoint, I'm not really looking for this machine to do, like, a big, beefy game, so to speak. Like, I'm not gonna be playing Battlefield on here. I'm not even going to be playing games like, probably Doom Eternal or games like that. What I'm really looking to do is migrate my Steam library of classic titles. A game like a Deus Ex Human Revolution that I know is going to run really well. And to be able to play that on the go or, you know, on the toilet or something, that sounds like a pretty great time to me. Yeah, like, those are the things I think about, toilet gaming. But Hades, being able to play a game like Hades, Bastion, games like that, which you could say, oh, you could just play those games on a Nintendo Switch, but bruh, that means I gotta buy all those games again on the Nintendo Switch, and that ain't happening when I already have this bevy lineup on PC and Steam. And you also have to think about the fact that Steam's got this library of games that a lot of those games, those classic titles, they're not available on the Switch. Deus Ex Human Revolution ain't on the Switch. Enslaved Odyssey to the West ain't on the Switch. So that's my, my thought process going into the release of the Steam Deck. But at the same time, I'm interested to see what the performance does. And it does note, Shadow of the Tomb Raider reportedly ran at a solid 30 frames per second on average, with the highest graphics setting applied, creeping up to 36 frames per second if the settings were notched down to slightly to just high. And then also, it was noted that the game could run at 60 FPS with adjusted settings, although specifications of what adjusted settings weren't clarified. But also bear in mind, it's running at that native 1280 by 800 resolution, so far lower than a 1080p resolution or even a 1440p and 4K. Obviously, much higher resolutions. Because of the small screen size, makes sense that it would be running at a much lower resolution, but it's still going to look quite good on that smaller screen. So that's going to make games quite a bit easier to run. Doom could also manage 60 frames per second on medium visual settings, and cranking up the options resulted in still getting 46 frames per second. No exact details. Dota 2 ran at 47 frames per second with graphics maxed out, 80 FPS on low details. And then Cyberpunk 2077 actually managed high details at 20 to 30 frames per second, so you could lower that and probably do quite a bit better and make it, at least relatively playable. Battery life was noted to be decent as well, giving 3 hours of playtime for just over half, 54% of its total battery life. So that's quite good as well. 42.6 degrees Celsius was also noted for a temperature. Those numbers are great to me. If I know a lot of people are picking up the Steam Deck for far different reasons than me. They're looking to play the latest games. Again, that's just not where I'm going into. Like, literally, I'll pull up my Steam library right now, and I can find some games that I would want to play on the Steam Deck that's probably not going to be crazy. Like, if I want to run through Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel, if I want to run through Final Fantasy 13 or Final Fantasy 12, a lot of those old JRPGs that aren't crazy resource hogs. Valkyria Chronicles 4, a game like that. Sleeping Dogs, if I want to play Sleeping Dogs. Witcher 2 isn't going to be that difficult to run, at least I don't think so. Witcher 2 should be pretty easy to run these days. I played it kind of recently. A lot of the Telltale games, Life is Strange, Walking Dead, the Tales of titles, Tales of Vesperia, Tales of Symphonia, whatever the case may be. Persona 4 Golden, being able to play games of Hollow Knight, being able to play games like that, that sounds like the appeal of the Steam Deck to me. I'm not going to be playing, the latest games. That's going to be reserved for my desktop, but the fact that it can still run relatively high-end games at decent settings and decent frame rates, that's definitely exciting. Alright, moving on from that, Valve reportedly developing standalone VR headset codenamed Deckard. Now, this came to light by YouTuber Brad Lynch, and then also Ars Technica subsequently confirmed that with their own sources that, yes, they have a dedicated VR headset, and it would be codenamed Deckard. Now, this is an internal development. We've seen in the past Valve doing internal developments and things not panning out, so it doesn't mean for sure it's going to be happening, but I think it makes all the sense in the world, especially because Valve's trying to get a portable gaming device out there that is their own device. Why not get a VR headset out that's their own that can also be a standalone VR? Like, Index is great, but Index is also very expensive, and you also need a good PC. So that's a double whammy to really get Index at a high to play games at a high level. With Deckard, it would be you just buy the VR headset and then you go from there. Obviously, like Quest, what it's doing there. And I think something like that would be appealing to a lot of other people. With VR, very much of the mindset that if you can get it to me with the easiest configuration possible and for a reasonable price, that's how it's gonna allure somebody like me to pick up VR and give it a go. Like, I have PlayStation VR and I've enjoyed it, but the setup for that is just so convoluted, and my room and my gaming room right now is just not at that stage where I can really set it up so I can have easy access to VR. There's a plethora of great games out, and I used to play VR, PSVR like crazy, but it's just not something, I got my PC, I got my PS5, my PS4 is still out, but that's going in the closet soon. But nevertheless, it's still out right now. I got another PC here that we do testing with, so I got a lot going on in my room, and having a VR configuration just isn't the most simple thing in the world. But a standalone VR headset, I do think that's going to have quite a bit of appeal, depending on the price point. Like, with VR, I really think it comes down to the price point. I think PSVR did relatively well because, yes, while it came out expensive, it also got pretty cheap pretty quickly, and a lot of people will just have a PS4 just to have a PS4. Having a gaming console seems to be a pretty regular thing, just to have it as like a streaming device, if nothing else, a streaming box, even though you can get other devices, but also to play some games here and there. So VR becomes appealing all of a sudden, and you're talking about a $300 PS4 and a $250 VR headset that's also going to come with a plethora of games if you get one of those bundles. That makes sense to a lot of people, whereas getting a gaming PC, getting Index, getting all that, obviously there are cheaper options to go, but you want to make VR as accessible as possible, and I think, to me, the main thing is to make it as easy to set up. One cable would be fantastic, wireless would be really cool, which I know is possible already, but yeah, just something that, once we get into my price bracket and once I feel comfortable having a VR headset and there's a wealth of games available, and really it comes from the comfortability factor of, like, not wanting to drop an obscene amount of money, we can talk about it then. But for me right now, I think VR is going to be something I stay easy on. But let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section down below. Definitely wanted to give you guys a heads up on that Steam Deck leak. I think that device is going to do really well from a commercial standpoint. And also, what's your thoughts on the potential release of a standalone VR headset from Valve in Deckard? That's going to do it for me. Let me know all your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.